And so let's jump to Heather Lalk here, fit to a T, personal training expert, nutritionist, certified nutritionist. And today we're going to talk about some of these different herbs and vitamins that can help you when you're fighting a cold.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring that up just because, like I said before, I'm getting over a cold, and apparently everybody else is too that I've talked to. So I always give my clients the heads up. They have a choice. If I don't feel like I'm really contagious, that they can or do not have to come and see me, because
Sure.
It's up to them. Some people get sick quicker. But we can use a lot of homeopathic things. I mean, there is a place for drugs and pharmaceutical stuff when you really need it. Sometimes you got to break down. But then sometimes you can notice, I do, when I take things, it stops me up more. It makes it harder, that my body can't really fight off whatever's going on. So there are some things, garlic, like I said, with that recipe, apple cider vinegar is amazing to use daily, but also in this tonic with turmeric, horseradish, cayenne, and then adaptogens are wonderful. Adaptogens come in and adapt to your environment and your cellular level, and they go where it's needed to help you in all different ways.
Is that kind of like the colloidal silver, that silver that you spray? Is that one? Are you familiar with that one? That one helped me out a lot last time I was sick.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a nasal spray, and it was like micro particles of silver. It was really, I couldn't believe how fast it knocked out the cold I had.
Oh, yeah. And then they have other things for over the counter, like Zicam and things, but those are swabs. But those are based upon homeopathic herbs and things like that.
Right.
For cold. So I will post that recipe, which is awesome. It's one of the world-renowned herbalists came up with it, and she shared it with her friends and family, and now they use it in that community. So I'll put that on fit2at.net on there. I also have a newsletter and blog that I have in upcoming events.
Nice. That's Rosemary Gladster.
Yes,
that's
exactly. Yeah. And then I just wanted to touch a little bit too on autoimmunity, because so many people are suffering from it. It's about 23 million Americans suffer from it.
Wow.
About 20 years ago, that word wasn't being uttered at all. It was about AIDS, it was about cancer, heart disease, which we still have those other three, but now we have in the mixture the autoimmune diseases. So what happens is your own cells can't see the difference between it actual has the cells or if it's a foreign cell. So it starts attacking itself.
Wow.
So you get rheumatoid arthritis. Sometimes it's on a skin level. So your skin, like psoriasis is one. And then thyroid diseases like Hashimoto's is an example.
Wow.
So it can you're overproducing hormones or underproducing hormones with those thyroid conditions.
Wow.
So, but a lot of times you know your body the most. Knowledge is power, so you really have to educate yourself through other professionals, or if you feel off a little bit, you feel achy all the time, you feel tired all the time, you get sick more often than normal, then go see a physician or another trusted healthcare provider that you like and trust, and get yourself checked out, because it is not normal to feel like crud all the time. And unfortunately these days everybody says, oh, it's normal to feel crappy, oh, it's normal to be aging, so I don't feel good and I'm never going to be the same, which should not be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to live life to the fullest and have the energy and the abundance that you should have. Heather Lalk here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Fit to a T. And local, you have a personal training facility right there in Dunedin, and doing a lot of work a lot of good things over there in Dunedin as well. I
do a lot of functional training, so it helps with everyday life. I also utilize a lot of stability balls, free weights. I do kind of bodybuilding type stuff, as well as building and developing that core, which is super uber important, coordination, because we lose that as we age and we don't do it as much. I integrate therapeutic stretching, because I have a massage therapy background as well.
Nice.
And I can also work collaboratively with other healthcare professionals, example, chiropractors. Sometimes people have injuries or past injuries, and when they're done with treatment with those types of practitioners, they still need some more rehab, so they can send them to me to do other stretches to make sure that they're doing those those, and we can work together on bettering that client.
Yeah, I used to love, as an athlete, I played football at the University of South Florida, so, hence the real estate quarterback now, the 20 plus years later. The assisted stretch, that's one of my favorite things is, having someone help me stretch and get my body into those positions, and your body, your muscles just feel that much better. When you get that assisted stretch.
Oh, exactly. And the soft tissue stretching. That's why athletes, the football teams, all the national sports teams, college, they all have people in there. They have massage therapists that they have on staff.
Yep.
They have people that stretch them. They do cryotherapy. So they know the benefits of that to help your body, regenerate.
Now, do you do any kind of mobile, like if somebody wanted you to work out in their facility or, those nice things, or is it mostly in your Dunedin location?
Most of it's done in the Dunedin location. We're really close to the trail, and there's a park down the road, which is awesome. So we can get outside to do a little warm-up. We actually are going to start a mini boot camp. It's a body blaster boot camp, we're going to call it.
Nice.
This Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. We're just going to kind of do that as a free class. Bring your friends to 1059 Broadway, Dunedin, Florida. And we're just going to do coordination. We're going to do a little bit of footwork. Maybe I'm going to have a friend of mine that's certified in kickboxing come in, so that'll make it a little bit fun. And we're going to also use barbells, so it teaches people correct form so they don't get hurt. And it's kind of an introduction to that, as well as the folks that are already well versed in it.
Yeah, I like that. So this Saturday, 10:30 a.m., 1059 Broadway, right there in Dunedin. Got a free mini boot camp. Is that right?
This Saturday, and then I'm also going to start doing some free to the community workshops. But I also am able to do a lot of consultations and a lot of coaching via Skype, via Zoom. So you don't necessarily have to be in my little town. I can help you where you're far-reaching.
I like
thanks to technology these days.
Kind of like telemedicine, teletraining.
Teledoc,
There you go, teledoc. Awesome, good stuff. All right, more from Heather Lalk coming up. Fit to a T, local personal training expert and a nutritionist right here in Tampa Bay.
Featured in lightning round.
All righty, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Heather Lalk, Fit to a T.
Knowledge is power. So to prevent and cure illness, we need to try to understand it first. So when we give ourselves a base of knowledge and how the body works, we're more well equipped to discuss it and be proactive. So be proactive about your health. And then also when go back to the autoimmune, some of the powerful herbs, ashwagandha is number one because it is an adaptogen in nature, meaning that it enhances your body's resilience to external and internal stressors and brings your system into a state of balance.
Nice.
And also it restores the immune system's homeostasis. So it's good too, even when you have colds and things. Echinacea, everyone knows echinacea.
Heard of that one.
Yep, that's great to take in cold and flu season. You can take it on and off is the best way to do that, and not long term, because your body gets adapted to it. And then the reishi mushrooms. All the mushroom family have many healing powers, but this one is really, it deals with the hypothalamic pituitary and adrenal axis.
Wow.
So the HPA axis. So that can majorly, it's a root cause of immune flare-up sometimes, and it's also a main regulator of inflammation in the body. So look into those. I'll be putting that information on my website. Also, don't forget this Saturday I'm going to have a kickoff on a free body blaster boot camp. So it's all levels, so don't be frightened if you're not used to it. We're going to teach you really how to use your core and to make sure you don't get hurt when you work out. So the basics, and it's some fun cardiovascular stuff outside. And then also I'm still running my special for 3 sessions for $99. That's over a $200 value.
Nice.
I can also do a consult over the phone as well, or over Zoom. And then I'll also be starting some free to the public educational workshops.
Nice, I like that. So this Saturday, 10:30, 1059 Broadway, right there in Dunedin. You got the Blaster Boot Camp, mini boot camp coming up.
Yep.
I love it.
It's going to be fun.
Good stuff, good stuff. What a way to start off your Saturday as well. All right, Rachel Wright, Director of Staff Education, Patient Care, Gulfside Healthcare.
So I would leave you with some research has shown that volunteering can increase your quality of life. So I encourage those who have been considering giving back to think about some of our supportive programs, think about your individual talents, what you could bring and share in the lives of others. If you're interested in volunteering, we make that pretty simple. You can go right to our website, gulfside.org, and fill out a volunteer application, or call our main number at 1-800-561-4883. Also, check out our Facebook page. We frequently are featuring pets that our patients are trying to rehome as they face the end of life, making sure their pets are taken care of. So that's another way you can give back if you have a special place for, someone's pets. They're also going through and adapting to changes as they're losing somebody who, was family for them as well.
Right.
So, check out our Facebook page. And like Kirsty said, some other ways you could donate online, the spring cleaning, donating to our thrift stores.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that idea of looking at volunteering from a different paradigm. Because it's one of the best things I did with my daughter, especially when she was younger, is we would go down to, I think it was like First Presbyterian Church in downtown Tampa, and volunteer for feeding the homeless. So what a better day, what a better way, there's not a better way than taking a child that's developing and they're maybe throwing some temper tantrums or whatever at the time, right? And showing them, hey, there's other people, that other people matter. These other people, especially when they're coming in, in the condition they are off the streets like that, and volunteering. And so we're looking for a place closer to Palm Harbor now that we moved over to that area. But I'd love to, feed the homeless again. I don't want to drive that far, but to do that on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whenever they did it. But awesome, good stuff. All right, Kirsty Churchill, Gulfside Healthcare Services.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share, if anybody is looking for more information about the Comfort Connections and the supportive programs like Rachel talked about, like the Seeds of Solace and the Pet Peace of Mind and the Veterans, we're actually doing a Facebook Live video on Thursday, March 5th on our Facebook, so Gulfside Healthcare Services on Facebook. So tune into that and you can chat with us live and, share your questions. You can send us your questions ahead of time if you want, but it's just going to be a really helpful resource just to get some information about what we've got going on. And then we also have, I'll give a quick plug for Polypalooza, is Saturday the 29th, this weekend, on Main Street, Zephyr Hills. So downtown Zephyr Hills, they're going to shut down Main Street. We're going to fill it with vendors and food trucks and have live bands on stage all day from 12 to 9. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And all the proceeds from that go back to supporting Gulfside Hospice and helping those patient programs.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. Cool event. And so, I want to remind folks of as well, we have our speed networking event coming up on Wednesday, March 25th. So save the date, Wednesday, March 25th, 6:30 to 8:30, over at Taps Restaurant, located at the International Plaza on Bay Street, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Taps Restaurant Bar and Grill. Check out eventbrite.com, Wednesday, March 25th, 6:30 to 8:30. And we also have Fabre Frameworks. They're going to be there as well. So they're going to be updating your headshots if you want to get some updated pictures. Photographer is going to be there as well. Now, speed networking, people have said, well, what exactly is speed networking? So it's Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. Now, this is an opportunity. We're going to have over 100 people at this event, and what's going to happen is you're going to come in, you're going to have a different color wristband, and you're going to get to meet close to 100 people, maybe over 100 people at this event. So we're going to have 3-minute rounds. You're talking, you're meeting people, and it's going to be a great opportunity for you to get plugged into the business community. A lot of our radio show partners, expert contributors from the show will be there. You'll see our real estate team represented as well. So it's a great opportunity. Save the date, Wednesday, March 25th, 6:30 to 8:30, over at Taps Restaurant, International Plaza on Bay Street as well. So it's a local gastropub, our restaurant partner there. Excellent food, by the way. If you haven't been to Taps, you got to check them out. They've got a very friendly staff, delicious food, and we love going over there and hanging out at Taps Restaurant, International Plaza at Bay Street. And also got a quick tip here for you from one of my favorite stories of a gentleman by the name of David Banfield. He was Dr. David Banfield of Harvard. He conducted a 50-year study into the upward socioeconomic mobility in the United States and other countries. And after this 50-year study, what he concluded is that the number one determinant of how far you're going to make it in life, how successful you're going to be, is developing long-time perspective. So when you have that long-time perspective going into a business venture or even setting goals, personal goals even, you are going to have a better go at it when you have that long time perspective. So a good example of that is, if you look at, like, for example, estate planning with the Walton family that created Walmart, right? They've got 5 different, setups. They got all these different people, lots of layers of protection in there. And then the opposite side of that is your hopeless alcoholic or drug addict that's just looking for that next fix. So there's your 2 examples of extreme examples for long time perspective. But a 50-year study conducted by Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard mentions that long time perspective is going to be your number one success determinant on how far you can go in your life and your ladder to success. So think of each rung as a ladder on that rung of success, and that's going to help you grow and be more successful. So, hey, another great show. Heather Lalk, thanks so much. Rachel Wright, Kirsty Churchill, Gulfside, thanks for coming in. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Donate some blood, donate some time, donate to Gulfside, and volunteer with Gulfside. Lots of ways you can be a force for good in the community and do something kind for one another. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.